Welcome to News on the Twos. I'm Haley Holloway.
And I'm Rachel Morse. Here on News on the Twos, we bring you up to speed on local, regional, and national news. This OCU newscast provides the information you want to hear first from students at your very own university.
The debate over rehearsals serving alcohol has been raging for weeks, but we have now learned that the restaurant will not be opening at all anytime soon. For this continued investigation, News on the Twos partnered with Student Publications.
Rehearsals is being sold. The executive committee of OCU's Board of Trustees met last week and in an official statement said selling the property is a response to some questions generated regarding whether the university would profit from the sale of alcohol. The United Methodist Church has recently expressed concern about the university making money from a business that serves alcohol. By selling the property, some church officials say that's a step in the right direction. But Dr. David Sevier, retired elder of the Oklahoma Annual Conference, says that many United Methodists are wondering why the school would have agreed to have any business affiliation with a restaurant that served alcohol in the first place.
Others from the very beginning tried to say this may not be or is not a good idea, and they apparently did not heed that.
This latest statement from OCU says the decision to sell the property will be a positive step that will reduce the cost to the university.
We have a very positive relationship with the church, and we've worked with them throughout this whole process, and so I think everyone's in agreement.
But Sevier believes that while it may be a good compromise, it doesn't necessarily solve the problem. The possibility of alcohol being served near the school, regardless of who owns the building, could still be an issue.
It's kind of an oxymoron for us to have a school of addiction to help people with addiction, and then to have a restaurant on literally virtually, if not legally, on the campus where alcoholic beverages are sold.
University officials say they're not sure yet who might buy the property, including Sodexo, who has already invested in renovating the building in order to open it as rehearsals. We made repeated calls to Sodexo, which were not returned.
While OCU searches for a buyer for the building, Sevier points out that maintaining communication with the church is key because the financial relationship between OCU and the United Methodist Church is not set in stone.
I know it's a lot more delicate than I think the administration understood. And I think the relationship and the apportionment payment is far more fragile than perhaps what they thought. If they thought that apportionment was a guarantee and there was a lock on it, I think they're wrong. I think that's not necessarily the case.
That OCU's 10-year lease for rehearsals with Sodexo is now null and void, leaving the future of the restaurant in question. When we have more information, News on the Twos will keep you posted, but in the meantime, you can catch News on the Twos online.
Last night, students and faculty filled the Wanda Bass School of Music atrium for the inauguration of SGA's new officials, including newly elected President Beatrice Martinez. Martinez was inducted as well as SGA senators, Vice President-elect Edgar Boitmanis, and Thaddeus Ernst, Vice President of SAC. Former President Robin Ladd gave a speech thanking her colleagues, and Martinez spoke about her journey to presidency and the plans she has for the future.
SGA is evolving, and we are becoming so complex. We definitely need more positions, and there's other ways I'm thinking already about how SGA needs to change for next year. But I'm going to work with what we have this year, and it's really complex, and I'm excited to be a part of it. So.
Now, Martinez said she is prepared for all her duties as president and ready to partner up with Vice President Boitmanis. Now, we were just informed in a campus-wide email that tomorrow's University Service Day has been canceled. One Give is an annual event sponsored by SGA. This year's event was focused on campus sustainability and going green. Officials said in the email the event was canceled due to unfortunate circumstances and will be rescheduled for next semester.
Greek life is growing here at OCU. In News on the Twos, Emily Owsley tells us which new sorority will be joining our campus.
Oklahoma City University will be welcoming a fourth sorority onto its campus in the fall of 2013. The extension process has been happening for the past 2 years, and the committee has finally made its decision as to who will be joining the Panhellenic Sisterhood, Phi Mu. The need for a fourth sorority was made very clear this year when totals in each house reached 100 members. We asked part of the extension committee how long it took to make the decision.
It was a long process. Throughout, of course, through the entire 3 weeks, we were all thinking about it. But once we actually sat down in our last meeting, it took about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
We asked Lee Hall, the Panhellenic advisor, about the future of the fourth sorority, and she said a lot is still being determined because the process is very new to OCU. But she is very hopeful for the success of Phi Mu.
I know that any new colony that is started by an NPC group has a 5-year plan. So there's a step-by-step progression on how to colonize a new chapter, to get them to the chartering process, which is how they officially become part of our campus community.
Currently, Campus Health occupies the fourth sorority house here in the Panhellenic Quadrangle, but Panhellenic is hopeful that in the year 2014, Phi Mu will find its home here in the Quad. As for where Campus Health is going, that's to be determined.
The Extension Committee made its recommendation to the Panhellenic Council, and from there, a unanimous vote was made to bring Phi Mu to OCU. Hall said that they were looking for a sorority to bring something different to the table, as well as fit in with OCU traditions.
So that's really what we were looking for, a group that would fit in nicely and complement what we already have going, but also bring something a little bit fresh and different that we haven't seen before.
Furman says this is something fresh and new for OCU's Greek life, and a lot of positive change is happening. Emily Owsley, News on the Twos.
For more information about Greek life or Phi Mu, make sure to visit okcu.edu/students/Greek life.
When we come back, we have details on OCU students involved in a tragic accident off campus and why Oklahoma City Police are still investigating.
I was looking for a way to help out with my community while also getting close with my gal pals.
I've been looking for an addition in my life that can make things more lively. I wanted a companion to curl up with at night. That's why we adopted these guys.
Research shows that women love cute little things. So what's wrong with you? Get a guy who's guaranteed to stay.
Starcy's a great mascot. He's very enthusiastic. Sometimes his animal instinct takes over, though.
Meet Sarah Jane. She got her vision checked at school by Prevent Blindness Oklahoma. Prevent Blindness Oklahoma provides free vision screenings to children in all 77 counties in the state. Without this free screening, Sarah Jane's parents wouldn't know about her congenital cataracts. Because of Prevent Blindness Oklahoma and their screening, Sarah Jane will be seeing clear for years to come. Preserving sight, preventing blindness, making every child's vision count.
There are plenty of teams in every sport that have great players and never win titles. Most of the time, those players aren't willing to sacrifice for the greater good of the team. One thing I believe to the fullest is that if you think and achieve as a team, the individual accolades will take care of themselves. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships.
OCU is that open shot to a winning goal.
Countless rehearsals for one flawless routine.
Learning to serve before trying to lead.
Learning a language everyone can understand. OCU is
me.
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 I'm OCU.
I don't work a 9 to 5, but I have a job to do. I don't wear a tie, but I still wear a suit in my court.
My
field of work isn't average, and my time around the water cooler is limited.
I work overtime, but the payoff is worth it.
I don't work a 9 to 5, but I have a job to do. I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
I'm an OCU athlete.
Welcome back. A couple of OCU students were seriously hurt late Friday night, victims of a hit-and-run accident. While walking through Bricktown, junior soccer player and our very own News on the Twos reporter Jalen Howard and junior dance performance major Stephanie Alvarez were hit by a car that veered up onto the sidewalk. The crash left Howard with a broken jaw, and Alvarez broke her cheekbone and might have torn ligaments in her hips. The students were released from St. Anthony's Hospital on Saturday morning. One of their friends say he says it all.
You know, they were laying there in the hospital beds, you know, and you don't with them because they haven't got any CAT scans back or anything, you know. You don't know what they broke or how hurt they are.
While both students are recovering, police are still on the lookout for the suspect who was driving a white Nissan Maxima.
OCU has put out 2 new traffic signs on campus, one at the corner of Noble Drive in Kentucky, a right turn only sign, and one on J.R. Holmesy Drive, a 15-minute parking zone. We have already seen many people not abiding by the regulations, and some students aren't happy about all of the changes.
I think it's really inconvenient that it's 15-minute parking now, because when I used to park there to go to my Alpha Phi meetings, the meetings would obviously last more than 15 minutes. So now I can't park there without worrying that I'm going to get a ticket.
And visitors have yet to follow them, but just like the stop signs that were placed around campus last year, some say they figure it's just a matter of time until drivers become aware of the new regulations.
On Tuesday, a university-hosted reading honored a historic document that spurred social reform in the U.S. The program, featuring Martin Luther King's Letters from a Birmingham Jail, took place in over 200 locations worldwide and 2 locations in Oklahoma, one of which was at OCU. The university event began with a reading of King's famous letter, which was split into 18 sections, giving those who came the opportunity to read it aloud. The event had scheduled a panel discussion, but ran short of time. Instead, members of the panel left audience members with their thoughts on how King's letter is still relevant today. This week, Alpha Chi Omega is having their 2nd annual Survivor Week. Now, if you haven't attended any of their events yet, it is not too late. Tonight, the ladies are hosting a free kickboxing and self-defense class at 8 p.m. in Freedy. Tomorrow, the ladies of Alpha Chi are asking students to wear purple to support their philanthropy. And Saturday, the sorority will host the Survivor Games on the quad at 10 a.m. All funds will go this week to the YWCA.
When we get back, News on the Twos' Megan Delatorre has a look at OCU sports. Also, we'll introduce you to some of OCU's staff members who have a unique way of taking a break. We'll be right back.
Some people don't think it's easy to be green. Audrey does it every day. Turn off appliances when they're not being used. Shut off the lights when you leave a room. Always recycle paper. Recycle plastic, too. Today, Audrey did her part in helping OCU conserve. It's that easy. Have you done the same? Visit okcu.edu/bluegoesgreen for more information.
I walk by you every day, but you don't know my story. I'm one of the thousands whose life is no longer their own, whose value is defined by a $sign. And if I was walking right next to you, would you care?
Chet is a 21-year-old college student. Luther is an 11-year-old 5th grader. Chet likes to play frisbee. Luther prefers video games. Chet likes to eat an apple for breakfast. Luther likes to eat sugary cereal. Chet has a girlfriend.
first it was twice a week. Everybody else was doing it. And one day I just did it all by myself. Now I can't stop.
It makes me feel powerful, you know? Like I can do anything.
It's the ultimate rush.
And every time feels like the first time.
Yeah, it does. You're not alone. It's okay. We've all been there.
My name is Brandon, and I'm hooked on service leadership.
Take the steps to living a better life by volunteering today.
Feels so good to finally say it. I love helping other people.
Get motivated, get involved, get hooked on service leadership.
You're watching OCU TV. Well, it's news on the twos for your viewing pleasure. Sports, reports, and even the weather. News you want to hear, so lend an ear. These great reporters make the story clear. If you're a star or just love OCU, then Channel 22 is meant for you. Cause our school is great, it's plain to see. So tune in to OCU TV. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Cause news on the twos is the way to go. Well, that's all from me, and I'll take a bow. Cause news on the twos starts right now.
Hi, I'm Megan Delatorre with your News on the 2 Sports Update. Baseball had a clean 4-game sweep against Lubbock Christian this past Saturday. The Stars, now ranked number 1 in NAIA baseball, crushed the Chaps 3-2 and 4-3 in the first doubleheader and came up with 1-0 and 7-3 victories in the third and fourth games. The Stars have improved to 37-8 overall and 17-3 in the Sooner Athletic Conference. OCU will compete in Texas this Friday against Wayland Baptist. Softball had a tough weekend as they dropped 3 of 4 games in their doubleheaders against Lubbock Christian. The Stars split the doubleheader with a 3-0 win and then fell to the third-ranked Chaps 15-4. Lubbock Christian crushed OCU 12-4 and the Stars let the fourth game slip away with a 5-4 loss. However, OCU came up with 2 great wins against top 20 team St. Greg's to improve their record to 38-10 overall and 14-4 in SAC conference play. St. Greg's will come to OCU turf for a 1 p.m. doubleheader Friday at Ann Lacey Stadium. The baseball field is shaping up after last Wednesday's horrific storm. In our last newscast, we showed you how bad weather knocked down 2 electrical poles into the fence. And although the damages were severe, after long hours of labor to fix the field, things are already starting to look up. We spoke to Athletic Director Jim Abbott about what repairs have been made.
So we made repairs. We got the pole that had fallen onto the field off. We repaired the damage to the metal fence in the outfield. We still have a little damage to the scoreboard. But
although the team has continued to play games on the field, Abbott said 27th Street will remain closed due to safety. It will reopen May 20th when baseball season finishes. He said he hopes to see the baseball field completely fixed by next fall. OCU Spirit Squads have done it again. Coach Brandy Cochran and the Cheer and Palm Squads are now proud owners of their 2nd national championship rings in a row. The squads went to Daytona, Florida last week to compete for the NAIA and Division II national championships. OCU swept the competition, earning NAIA first place titles in all-girl cheer and dance. The team snagged a title in Division II large and co-ed cheer, while getting 2nd place in hip-hop dance, mascot, and stunt. To top it all off, Brandy Cochran was named Division II Stunt Coach of the Year.
It feels phenomenal. I mean, we've taken our title back in dance, and we are back-to-back in all-girl, and then now we've got a 3-peat in co-ed. So it was a very rewarding weekend.
If you didn't get a chance to see the squads in action, the event will air again on CBS Sports Network at 11 a.m. on April 28th and again on May 5th at 11 a.m.
That looked like a lot of fun. I don't know about you guys.
Definitely looked fun.
I could never do that, though.
You know what else is fun, Rachel?
What is fun?
bubbles.
Blowing bubbles, right? I wish that I could blow more bubbles, but you said you don't really like blowing bubbles.
I don't like bubbles, but I hear people at OCU really like bubbles.
Well, yes. In fact, on Tuesday, OCU faculty and staff let go of stress by taking a break and blowing some bubbles. Despite the chilly weather, the group bundled up and took to the quad for what has now been coined the Bubble Flash Mob. Why? To de-stress and just have some fun. 2 faculty members came up with the idea and spread the word for anyone else who wanted to join in. While it only lasted around 10 minutes, participants said it was definitely something they plan on doing again. And one of the staffers who said, after all, who can be mad blowing bubbles?
Catch us next week for the latest updates.
Thanks for watching News on the Twos.